You're going to want to try to concentrate at the ones you can see immediately. The ones on ground level typically take priority because they can still stick you very easily. So try to get them first if you can. You're also going to want to use a carbine for this area. Let your battle rifle rest for a little bit. Essentially, with this particular area of the map, you have an enormous amount of carbine ammo. You won't hear me say that a lot, but you can feel free to splurge a little bit. There's that last carbine jackal. You're going to want to save your battle rifle rounds for later. Typically, the BR is by far the best weapon to use to take out any sort of ranged jackal. The spread really does help when you're fighting. Okay, you're going to have some reinforcements that are going to arrive from the cave on the right. Looks like that little grunt's being a little bit stubborn. I'll also add that the carbine is tougher to get a headshot with just because there is no spread with it. But again, you have a surplus of carbine ammo in this area, so you want to try to stick with it as long as you possibly can. The second wave, as you can see, is going to be mainly composed of grunts, but there are also going to be a pair of jackals that emerge as well. And you can shoot them from there like I just did, but also you can lure them over to you when you kill that first pair that's hanging out over on the left-hand side. They just jump down from their usual spot. Once they're dead, the additional pair of jackals will typically come forward. Okay, just double check and make sure you have all the grunts. Again, there are a lot of grunts in this area. And there are going to be 3 brutes as well, which we're going to range shoot. Now, whether you want to save the brutes or jackals for last is up to you. Either one of them serves as a great source for shields. When a brute is berserking, it's very easy when he does a short-ranged lunge to get that easy assassination. But we're going to go ahead and take out the brutes first. Again, from these distances, they're not going to try to dodge your plasma pistol. Looks like we still have one little grunt straggler over there. Okay, that's all 3 brutes for their shields. You may or may not be able to headshot them from here. It may just depend on your skill. But at least without their armor on, they're not much of a threat to you anymore. And it's easy to move up a little bit closer to get that final headshot. Now, notice the shielded jackal over on the left just a little bit. You want to be careful, because if they hit you with one of their charged shots, there go your shields. And of course, with the black eye skull on, you're going to have to melee an enemy or something of the equivalent in order to get those shields back. So you just want to keep a nice, close eye on those guys. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move to the left-hand side. Go ahead and pick up some additional carbine ammo if you need it. Don't worry too much about your battle rifle. We'll come back and get it later. You're going to be doing a lot of backtracking in this area.
Good throw.
Okay, this next area is nothing short of sniper hell. Even worse, they don't always spawn in the same spot with the same weapons. Sometimes with a carbine, sometimes with a beam rifle. There's going to be our first sniper, and he always has a beam rifle. So take it slow. And also keep track of where he drops his beam rifle, because we'll be taking it later. Okay, one of the key things you can do to make this area just a little bit easier is try to move forward enough to get Arbiter to move out for you. As you can see, he will take most of the shots, and being able to see where those beams come from allows you to not only figure out what weapons are out there, but also where they're coming from. As you can see, that back corner right there has a beam rifle. My advice to you, treat every jackal here like they have a beam rifle. There's no sense in taking any chances. You want to also make sure you have plenty of cover.
Can you hear me?
Okay, while he's shooting at Arbiter, go ahead and take him out. Particularly while Arbiter's shooting back at him, he won't turn on you, usually. Okay, now you're going to want to sneak over to the left a little bit. There's usually at least one jackal over here. And typically he has a carbine. Okay, once you've reached this point, typically Arbiter will start heading off into the forest just a little bit more. And again, we can see that there's a little bit of a skirmish going on over here. You can just barely make out another jackal. This one appears to have a carbine. Now the one in the back corner, right over there, always has a beam rifle. So be very careful when taking him out. And that's the sniper forest. Now go back and try to get some more BR ammo. This is why we left so much at the river. Now this next area is also a little bit tricky. It's assorted with jackal snipers and carbine jackals. The spawns are random, and the weapons they wield are also random. There are a few here, however, you can always count on. On the upper ledge right there, there will always be a jackal sniper, always wielding a beam rifle. He's pretty tough to see, so you're going to have to know he's there. And this guy doesn't play. As you can see, he'll spot you pretty quickly. Just take your time and strafe left and right. Make sure you use the tree for cover. Below him is always a carbine jackal. Sometimes Arbiter rushes ahead and takes care of it for you, but don't count on it. Okay, we got lucky this time. Further up on the right hand side is one more carbine jackal.